Phone Booth Productions.
Here's the thing.
Well, I get up around 7, get out of bed around 9. I don't worry about nothing, no, because worry's a waste of my time. Show usually starts around 7, we go on stage around 9. Get on the bus about 11, sipping a drink and feeling fine. Hello.
Welcome to the Here's the Thing podcast. I'm your boy Snoop Von Poop. Man, am I excited to talk to my guest today. He is an amazing singer. You may know him from bands such as Cutt, Quiet Riot, King Cobra. He also stars in the Las Vegas show, Raiding the Rock Vault. He's got some amazing projects coming up, and I'm so excited to talk to this man. So let's just go ahead and bring him up. Please welcome Paul Shortino. What's up?
AKA Duke Fame from Spinal Tap.
I was just going to say, I didn't even know. I just found out recently. I was talking to a guest just last week, and he reminded me that you were in that movie. And I'm like, holy cow. Like, that's such a classic movie. I need to revisit it and see it again.
Well, I tried to get on the second one, but Howard Hessman passed away. So I guess Duke Fame's alive, but his manager died. So I don't know.
That's right. They're doing another one coming out. Have they started filming that already?
Oh, yeah, it's coming out. They just filmed the old one in theaters for 3 days. And I was supposed to go up to California and actually do some signing and stuff at the theaters. And I got some weddings. I'm an officiant, so I'll be doing some weddings.
I'm going to be doing
So
my first one pretty soon. I'm officiated as well, and
cool.
my best friend has asked me to marry him and his fiance. So
Cool.
I'm nervous as hell about that one. It's not like a podcast where talking to someone, man. That's a whole different animal.
Oh yeah, it is. It's I'm doing two of them. I'm doing one that's a rock and roll one. They sent me. I'm going to sing "Whole Lot of Love" at the end of their wedding, but yeah, they sent me a whole script. I did Mike Love
From the Beach
Jr.
Boys?
Yeah, well, his son,
Okay.
and I met Mike Love, the senior,
Okay.
but we did it in Lake Tahoe.
Beautiful.
And it was a Viking wedding.
Oh, wow. Wow. I'm really surprised that we have not met. This is the first time we're meeting. Over the years, I grew up in Las Vegas. I did 20 years, as I put it. I did 20 years in Vegas. But I'm surprised we've never met because I know all the Sin City Sinners and all that crowd and just the whole rock and roll community is so small in Vegas. It's like a family almost.
Oh yeah, it's a small community. It's amazing that we haven't ran into each other.
Yeah.
And maybe we've been in the same room together and didn't even know it.
Well, what I was thinking is did you ever go to Pinky's back in the 90s? Do you remember?
We played there. I played there with Jimmy Crespo.
Okay, so maybe we met at Pinky's back then, because I used to run around there in the late 90s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe in
yeah,
the late 90s, we did a show there.
Okay. Yeah, because
with,
I've always
Jimmy Crespo.
I've always known your name and always known who you are, and we have so many mutual friends that I just can't believe that we never met. It's really amazing. But so
I'm really glad that we're hanging out right now. Are you still in Vegas or did you move?
I'm down in Arizona now. I'm in the same desert, same heat, just a different town.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh man,
it's great down there though. There's it's beautiful down in Arizona.
Well, I really love Las Vegas. I wish I could live there. Things are getting so weird there with politics and what. I mean, I know you're a good patriot. I see you on X, talking.
Well, what's really weird is that my wife's grandfather was the architect for Bugsy Siegel, and they've been here since the 40s.
Wow.
And we've been married for 34 years. And when I first met her, basically, this city was totally different 30 years ago.
Oh my God, yes, it was.
It's just blowing up, and it's blowing up with a bunch of people that are moving out of the state of California because they don't like the politics there.
Yeah, they're all going there and then all coming here too.
Yep, they're all they're just running away from that state. I was there in '67. I was there for 40 years.
Well, I wanted
And
to talk to you about some of that stuff because you when you started out Rough Cut in the early '80s, right, or late '70s, when did
it's
you?
early '80s, '84, I think.
Were you part of the San Diego crew that was around like when Rat and all them, Mickey Rat?
No, actually, all of the guys in Rough Cut were, except for Amir, were in Craig Goldie, were all in Rat at one time.
I was gonna
Jakey
say,
Lee,
yep.
uh, Dave Alford, Matt Thorne,
I've met
Chris
Dave
Tagger,
a
who
few
just
times.
passed away.
Yes, rest in power, Chris Hager.
So yeah, it's most of those guys were from San Diego.
And you weren't a part of that. You guys met up in L.A. or?
Yeah, we met up in LA. Actually, we met up. I met Dave Alford. I met Claude Schnell, and we had a project called Magic. And I actually was managed by the guy who was the director for Charlie's Angels, and I played at his wedding. And I met all of the Angels, Farrah, everybody at his wedding. And then him and this other guy, Dennis Gleason, were managing me. And I met Dave Alford at a car wash behind where I lived. And it was just around the time when Wonderland happened with the Starwood.
Okay, yeah, that's
And
the John Holmes stuff, right?
yep. And Rough
Okay.
Cut, we ended up bringing Jake in. The first guitar player was Bob DeLellis. And then we went through some changes and we started rehearsing at Starwood Rough Cut with Jake in the band. And it was Jake, Joseph Cristofanelli, uh, Claude Schnell, Dave Alford, and myself. We only had one guitar player and keys. And then we kind of had Ronnie Dio. Dave knew Ronnie, and he came to one of our rehearsals. At that time, I was playing out in Redondo Beach in a cover band. And I had actually did a record in the 70s that was like 22 with a bullet with Mickey Dolenz
Oh wow,
sister called Paul and JoJo.
Mickey Dolenz from the Monkees, right?
Yep, yep.
Oh, that's
And it
awesome.
was 22 with a bullet. And uh, Vicki Lawrence came out with "That's the Night That the Lights Went Out in Georgia." And I was on the same label.
Okay.
And boom, there I went. I was
Yeah.
completely shelved. And just recently, a guy sent me a 45 of it, and the guy that got me the deal just passed away and gave me the vinyl master of that song. So I was doing an interview and with this guy in New Jersey, and he says, "How come you never talk about your first record?" And I think it was in 1973. And I said, "Well, I never brought it up. I don't think about it like that.
Were
But it was
you
actually doing quite well on Billboard, 22 with a bullet. And it was called Follow Me. And Mickey Dolen's sister at the last minute management pulled out. So they brought this other girl in from Bell Records. And we did the track, and it was doing really good. And then Vicki Lawrence came out with "That's the Night That the Lights Went Out in Georgia. That's the night they hung an innocent man." And then, I just started playing around clubs in LA for a long time. Never did the Hollywood scene. And then I met Dave, and I was in a band called Legend down in Redondo Beach. Guitar player, sax, bass, drums. And then I played guitar as well and sang. But we were just doing a bunch of cover stuff. And then I met Dave Alford. Next thing I know, I met Ronnie James Dio. And they got me out of the management deal that I had. And I ended up moving in with the Dios.
Wow. It was Ronnie was already with Wendy at that point then, yeah?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. He'd been
So
with Wendy for quite a while. In
did
fact,
you
I met Wendy a long time ago. She was married to a friend of mine called, his name was, uh, what was his name? Gaxiola was his last name. I'm trying to think of his first name. Anyways, he was the guitar player. Rick Gaxiola was the guitar player in Mama Lion. And we were playing together. He got in this band, Mama Lion, and Kim Carey was the poster for, she was the layout in Penthouse. And they got a record deal and they went touring in Europe. And Rick met Wendy and she was dating not Ian Gillan, but Ian Pace.
Okay.
And so they ended up getting married. I met Wendy way before I met Ronnie.
Oh.
And realized it when I was living with them. We all went out to a place called the China Palace in Woodland Hills. And I was looking at Wendy and I go, I think I met you a long time ago. Weren't you married to a guy named Rick Gaxioli? And she go, oh, yeah. So I met her when she was, might have been 21 years old or whatever.
Wow.
And here I was living with them,
Is,
and
is that how you got involved with the Hearing Aid and Stars stuff that you did, or
oh, yeah. Yeah.
yeah?
It was through Ronnie. And of course, Wendy was managing Rough Cut and Ronnie. So, it was, we were very fortunate to have that kind of, I guess you would say, power
Connection,
because
power,
she
yeah.
used Ronnie to get us on tours. Our first tour, Rough Cuts tour, was with Crocus and Accept. And then we went out on the same.
Wow, what an amazing tour that must have been, huh? I mean,
Oh,
geez.
yeah. It was cool. And we were out for that for a while. Then we went out with Ronnie on the Sacred Heart tour.
Okay.
And
Was that probably
that was
84,
a great
85,
tour.
somewhere
What's
around
that?
there? Was that about 84, 85, somewhere around there?
Probably around 85, 86, somewhere
85,
around there.
86. Yeah. Wow. So take me to the early years of Paul Shortino. Was your family musicians? How'd you get into music? When did you start singing?
Well, I was singing when I was about 5 years old and singing stuff my mom would sing. My mom was a singer.
Okay.
And I was singing like Bill Bailey and, I want to be around to pick up the pieces when somebody breaks your heart, Tony Bennett stuff. My dad had a lot of music, Italian music. He couldn't sing, but he loved music. And
It
my
sounds
mom's
sounds
whole
like
side,
me.
my whole side of the family, my mother's side they were into vaudeville, played instruments. It was quite crazy. I had a ukulele when I think I was 2 years old, and it was
Can you still play it?
oh, I could play it. Yeah, yeah, it's an easy instrument to play. And then I got my first guitar about 12, and we put a band together, and it was a neighborhood band. Went on a kiddies show and played "House of the Rising Sun." Was the first song that we all learned together, and I had a passion for it. I didn't want to give up on it, and my mom got me a guitar. My dad didn't want me to get music. He wanted me to, play sports. So I played sports
As they
to
do.
please him. And then I played music. And then my parents got separated, and my mom's family was in California. So we moved from Ohio to California. and in the Glendale, California, and lived there. Grew up at Glendale, California, going to Roosevelt Junior High, put a band together, and then I started playing in bars where my mom was a waitress. And at 16, I was, playing in bars and for forever, it seemed like, until I was around 17 when I got my record deal uh, with Mark Travisino, and he got me with Bell Records on a song that was called "Follow Me," and then I got the rest is kind of history. I kind of then hooked up with Dave, and then the Dios, and doing Hearing Aid was like just after Rough Cut got signed. So it was like I was in
Can,
awe with all of the people that were there.
can you
Now I've done a lot of projects with a lot of these people
can you
that
tell the people what that hearing aid was all about and what it was for?
well, it was for right. It was right after We Are the World with Michael Jackson and all those stars.
Mm-hmm.
So Jimmy Bain and Vivian Campbell, along with Ronnie Dio, put together a song called "Stars," and basically it was all the heavy metal genre people doing their version with Ken Cragen, who was involved with Michael Jackson's "We Are the World," and I think Kenny Rogers. Well, Ken Cragen was Kenny Rogers' manager. So we brought in all of these other rock people, Dave Medichetti, Rob Halford was one of the singers, Kevin DeBro. I already knew Kevin because we were doing Rough Cut, playing around town, and he didn't have Quiet Riot back together then. He had DeBro. And me and Kevin were always friends. It was really weird how that all went down, where I ended up getting in the band.
Yeah.
But being at that event with all of these people there that I looked up to in the music industry, and I was nobody. And most of the guys in Rough Cut, weren't really anybody, and here, boom, we got our record deal, and we're doing this thing with Ronnie and all of these great singers, Dave Medichetti,
Was Don
Eric
Dawkins
Bloom,
a part of that?
Don Dawkins, Jeff Tate,
Oh wow, Jeff
myself.
Tate from Queensryche.
Yep.
Wow, I didn't know that. Holy
Me, me,
cow.
me and Jeff, I did it a lot. And we all need to touch a rainbow was one of my lines. And I'm trying to think, me and Jeff were standing out a little different than most of the other guys because they were all, it's really hard not to sing like Ronnie when he puts the vocal track down. He started out the song with "Who cries for the children? I do." Then it went into dun 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 dun. We can be strong. We are fire and stone. Well, everybody started singing that way, and then I came in, and we all sang the song. And my big line was, "And we all need to touch a rainbow." And one other line I think I sang where we all shine. And actually, it was quite an experience. We recorded all of the background and all the guitar solos, which the guitars Vivian Campbell, George Lynch, Neil Sean, the two guitar players from Iron Maiden. Who else was there? Carlos Cavazo on guitar. 20. It's a 20-minute song.
Yeah.
The video with all the guitar solos and everything. Two drummers, Frankie Benelli and Benny Appice.
Speaking of drummers, we got delayed on our podcast today because of a nice drummer.
Yeah, Carmine.
So let's talk about King Cobra for a second. Are you currently singing for King Cobra?
Yeah, I've done 3 records with them, and we're doing a song from Air Supply called Chances, and we're doing a heavy version of it. And I think Mick Sweeta is going to be on the track as well, with a young guitar player, Brandon Paul, who I go out with the icons of classic rock when we tour. We've already toured like Panama, Bolivia.
And you
Um,
guys are playing Mexico next week, is that right?
yes, the 22nd, and
The Zacatecas
it's
festival.
Zacatecas.
And that's
And we played last year. We played Aguascalientes, and the headliner was Sting, Christine Aguilera, Toto, and Enrique Iglesias,
Mhm.
and we performed as well. And it's like a week or two kind of festival. 100,000 people.
Wow. A week or two. Wow.
Yeah, it was a great turnout. We did the last night, and it was awesome. It really was. Iggy Managas is is the producer of this show, and it does quite well. We'll probably be playing on my 70th birthday, which was 2 years ago. We played for 22,000 people in an arena in Mexico City. So it's really it's a cool thing,
Yeah, that is cool.
and it's nice to get in front of those big crowds. And then here in Vegas, I'll go up to the composer room and I do an acoustic thing and play for 90 minutes. Not every Sunday, but every one, probably 2 or 3 Sundays out of the month. And Andrew Freeman's got with Mitch Perry, Les Warner from the Cult, and Rowan Robertson. There's a bunch of guys that come in and out of it, and they call it rock and roll church. And it's on Sunday, and I do a 90-minute acoustic set on one side of this event place, and on the other side they have the rock and roll. And so I'll go over there when I'm do my acoustic set, and I'll do 2 or 3 songs, and then when Andrew's out on the road, I'll fill in for him as the host, and we bring in extra singers, and
Do
it's
you
quite an experience.
are you still doing Rating the Rock Vault?
No, that is ended now. They
I was
say
gonna
they're going.
say I heard something I just read something the other day that I it didn't necessarily say it was ending, but that's kind of the gist that I got.
It's been fading out. I mean, all of the real rock guys, um, they're still rock stars in the show. Don't get me wrong, but like Howard Leese, Rob McCauley, myself, Jay Shellen, who's out with Yes now, John Payne, most of the original guys, that were in it
Well,
for a long time.
I mean, that show, I never got to see the show because that was after I had left Las Vegas. But I mean, you get some of the most well-renowned musicians in the world come play in that show.
And also, we had started out at the LVH, which was
The Hilton,
Elvis.
yeah.
That's where Elvis performed, and we started there. I'm plugging my phone in because it's dying.
Yeah.
So let's see.
Now, did you you also did gigs with Sin City Sinners too, right?
Yeah, when I first moved out here, I did some stuff with them, and
I
also,
love all those guys, man. They're all just great humans, you know.
yeah, Todd Kearns and all the guys,
Ellis.
Brain, good dude. Uh, and see, I'm trying to think who else was in that band. Rob
Rob
Cornier on the
Cornier.
drums, yeah, and then there was Brent Muscat.
Brent Musket. Yeah, I love Brent, man. He's been so
He's
kind to
such
me
a
over the years.
sweetheart of a human being. He really
Yeah.
is.
Dude, you know what amazes me about him is his fluent Japanese. He can speak fluent Japanese. And I
Oh,
was
I
like,
know. He's married to a Japanese wife.
yeah, we were at Benihana's one night and he started speaking to the server in Japanese and I was like, "Holy cow." Like that's amazing.
And that's a hard language to learn, I'll tell you
Yes.
that.
Yes it is.
But yeah, I'm still rocking. I
So,
put out a couple albums, solo albums I did one during COVID with Tracy G, and
amazing
that's on
guitarist.
DDR Music Group. And then I released a solo album called Sacred Place that I did a while back, and they did a reissue of it. And also, I released a Bad Boys with some bonus tracks on it, and that's on a record label called DDR Music Group, and that was where we put the Rough Cut 3 with Matt Thorne, myself, and Amir.
Okay.
We came out with a third album, and
I want
there's
to
there's it's on YouTube. Bed of Black Roses is one of the songs, but Chris Hager and Dave Alford decided to put Rough Cut together without the rest of us, and we agreed a long time ago that we would never do anything like that. We would all go out together, or we wouldn't do it at all. And I understand they wanted to go out and do it, but we had cut all these tracks together, and then they did a video with Stephen St. James from Sarge when Chris Hager had that band together with Matt Thorne before Rough Cut. They joined, and a couple other guys were in the band, and it was Dave Alford and Chris Hager. It's Rough
and,
Cut, and they were going out as Rough Cut, and
and this is
Matt and
just a
Amir,
couple of years ago, right? Just a few years
yeah,
ago. Yeah.
yeah, and Matt and Amir got a hold of me and said, "Hey, listen, why don't we put out an EP of the songs with this song on it?" And I didn't care, I mean, Dave's out right now with Dave Alford's Rough Cut. But I didn't care, but it was deceiving to the fans that Rough Cut was back together when we
It
really weren't. It
weren't
wasn't
right.
all the original guys. So
I heard a rumor that Dave dated Madonna. Is that true?
Dave Alford dated Madonna.
Yeah, I heard a rumor. Is that
No,
true?
no, that's a rumor.
Okay. Okay. um,
He
I want
dated some pretty women in his life, but no, the closest we got to Madonna was we were in New York City and we were going to the China Club. And Madonna was going out with Sean Penn at the time, and we were getting out of a cab, and they were getting in it.
Mm.
And he was a bit of I don't really want to say bad things about anybody, but he wasn't a very kind person.
Well,
You know.
it is what it is, right?
Yeah.
I want to ask you about Quiet Riot because you mentioned Kevin DeBro earlier. So
Yep.
how did you come into the Quiet Riot business?
Well, that's a trippy discussion. Actually, Quiet Riot was dying. The band was having issues, and my phone's still going dead. Let me try this cable. So we were touring Japan, and it was after we did Stars, and I'm sorry, I'm
Oh, you're okay.
moving around here trying to get plugged back in. Um, so what the hell? I'll try this cable. So, anyways, we all did Stars. We all knew each other. I knew Kevin, and we were friends. And this thing is, I might lose you. My phone is dying for some reason. I've got it plugged in too. So, anyways, we were all touring Japan, and the next thing that happened was they got back to the U.S. And let's see if that works. Yeah, there we go. I'm not going to lose you now. I got
right.
back. I'm back on track here.
All
So
right.
we were in Japan touring, and so was Quiet Riot. They were ahead of us. And when we got back to the States, we found out that they had gotten rid of Kevin. So I get a call, and we had just got dropped from Warner Brothers. We lost our A&R guy, Tom Wally, when we first got signed. And so we waited around for Ted Templeman, who signed the band, to produce the band. And he was doing a record with Lindsey Buckingham and Eric Clapton. So we waited around and ended up with Tom Allom, who did Judas Priest, did a couple of the Def Leppard albums in early stages, also did Crocus. So he did our first Rough Cut album. And it came out a year later after we were signed. We waited that long. And we actually missed the window where everybody else was getting through that window. Rat, Motley, we all were signed before those guys. And we waited around for a producer, and that's when Tipper Gore came out with that sticker, and everybody.
Yeah.
Here we're out on one of the biggest tours in the country, and on Sacred Heart tour with Dio, and we're going to radio stations, and they don't even have the album, that's opened or anything like that because of the sticker. So, and some of the Warner Brothers reps didn't know who we were. Some did. So getting signed to a big label sometimes isn't the greatest thing because you get lost in the shuffle sometimes.
Yeah.
And so that's how I got into Quiet Riot. I came back. We went in the studio to record some songs, and we got dropped. I don't know what's going on with this phone, but it doesn't want to charge. It's I got 20% left. 19. It's dropping.
Well,
So, anyways,
we won't go too much longer,
okay. Well,
but
anyways, let me finish this story up. And I get home. I get a phone call to come down and jam with those guys, and I jammed with them. Chuck Wright was in the band at the time, not Rudy. And then all of a sudden, Chuck left the band. I just so happened to play bass when I was younger, playing in bars. And so it was a trio, me, Frankie, and Carlos. Then Rudy got back in the band, and he then was offered to join Whitesnake. So he left Quiet Riot, joined Whitesnake. We found Sean McNabb at the Cat Club. Frankie ran into Sean. Sean was in the band for about 2 weeks. We were doing pre-production at Jimmy Waldo from Alcatraz's house. And we did pre-production there for a year because we cut 4 songs, and then we went into litigation because Quiet Riot only had one more record to do. So we went into litigation and to solve, to rehash their contract up, because they actually wanted to get out of the contract with Spencer Proffer from Pasha Records, because they signed a deal with them. And he was the middleman between Quiet Riot and the management and CBS Sony Records. So they wanted to do one more album. They hid me for almost a year. And we were going in and out of the studio tracking, and they didn't want Spencer to hear me sing because then he would want to renegotiate. And that's what happened is we renegotiated the album. It took a year. So we cut Stay With Me Tonight, a Russ Ballard song, I Think Your Time Is Gonna Come, and Big Changes by Glenn Ballard. And I think it was just 3 songs we tracked. And then we went into litigation and for almost a year. So then we went to Japan after Sean had been in the band for 2 weeks. And from that point on, we went back and negotiated the contract, went in and cut the album, and the rest is history. And I wish we would have done another album. I think, Frankie had to go out on the road with Wasp, so we didn't tour the record.
Oh, that's right. He was and doing Wasp at the time too. I forgot
Yeah,
about that.
yeah. His mom was very ill at the time. So, anyways, and my mom had a heart attack, so we weren't going out on the road. So I decided to step away from the project and form Bad Boys, and I had my own record deal with Pasha and CBS. And then I got Mitch Perry and all these guys in the band, Mike Guy and Sean and James Kodak tracked some songs, and we had Bad Boys, and then we went into litigation with that because everybody wanted to be a part of the band when it was pretty much I had a solo deal. So I went along with it, and then
Well, it looks like we may have lost Paul here.
there I am.
Are you there? There you are.
Okay,
All
so
right.
anyways,
All right. Welcome back.
well, I'm here somewhere. And so, anyways, I did some solo things, and then I did a record with this guy Javier Vargas, Carmine a piece, and also with Tim Bogart, and it was on Warner Brothers in Spain, and we toured in Spain and the Canary Islands and quite a few places, and then I came back and I did 3 King Cobra records with Carmine. The first 2 with David Henzerling. The second one was with David Henzerling or David Michael Phillips. And we did a video at Vamped called Have a Good Time. It's on YouTube. Ace Frehley's in it, Carrot Top's in it, Vinnie Paul's in it, Zach Wild's in it.
I wanted to say, what
Ron
a shame.
Kill. There's everybody and anybody you can think of that's in it, and it's called "Have a Good Time." It was on the second King Cobra record, and that was with Mick Sweeta. And then the third record that we did with King Cobra was just released on Cleopatra, was with Rowan Robertson and Carlos Cavazo. And Johnny Rod on bass, and Carmine and me. So that record came out on vinyl as well.
Wow.
So
what a shame that Vamp
that's pretty much where I'm at, and I'm getting ready to cut Street of Dreams on Cleopatra Records, and also King Cobra's doing Chances by Air Supply. So we're revamping that, and the Rainbow tribute on Cleopatra's got Vinny Appice, Carmine a piece.
Now, why do you say that? Why do you
Vivian
say that?
Campbell, Jolyn Turner, George Lynch. I mean, there's a list of people that I'd have to go and scroll through my emails to find out who's all in it. But those are a few of the names that are in it. I'm not sure who all the singers are, but I had a list. I know that Joe Lynn's one of them, and then I had a whole list of guitar players, and they're still adding more people to it. So it's a trip. I'm going to be doing Street of Dreams, and Joe Lynn's on the album. He's probably going to do, might be doing an early Rainbow song from Dio. I don't know.
Why do you say Vinny and Carmine's last name differently? Aren't they brothers?
Are you there?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
I lost you.
Are you there, Paul? Paul. Hello, hello. I can still see and hear you just fine.
I think we're good. I can't hear you.
I can hear you. I
lost you when Carmine called.
All right. Well, we'll wrap this up, Paul, and we'll talk to you
Peace,
later.
love.
All right, Paul. Thank you so much for
Keep
taking the time
rocking.
today. Keep rocking, brother.